Congratulations, you took your own emotional intelligence quiz. How do you think that you did? What were your scores, and were you surprised by your scores in each of the categories? Was there anything that was alarming? Anything that you thought, I didn't know that about myself? So those 4 areas to really focus on: self-management, self-awareness, social awareness, and then relationship management. When you think about self-management, you're able to control your own impulses. You're able to control your own behaviors. This is so important, especially in the realm of a childcare classroom. If you have 15 children, let's say you have 15 4-year-olds, and they're all in there together, and you're not having such a great day when it comes to stress, and these children are just being themselves. How do you yourself bring your mind back in? How do you calm yourself to the point to come up with a plan for the children, for the classroom, to pull things back together? Or do you absolutely freak out if things aren't going exactly like you thought they should have gone? Are you that person that says, what am I supposed to do now? Things aren't exactly what I thought they would be. And then you're like, some people really do have a hard time keeping it all together when things are going haywire and out of whack. I think is a good term that people sometimes use. But when you have self-management, you're able to adapt to whatever circumstance is put in front of you. And let's face it, there is really only a mild level of predictability when it comes to the classroom, especially when it comes to children. They're highly unpredictable, especially if you have new children that are in your care, or maybe you're a new teacher in a classroom and you don't have the history with these children, so you don't have all the techniques yet to calm them down and make them feel safe and excited and calm. You have to have your own level of self-management, right? And that's not only with you and your classroom, that's between you and your coworkers as well. And as well as you and your director or the people who work in the office at your center. And maybe you're the one that's doing it all. You never know. So that self-management piece is saying, I have control of myself. I'm in control of my thoughts. I'm in control of my actions. What I do is based upon my decisions, not because of a reaction that someone else has made me, pushed a button and made me react. You have that level of self-management that keeps you under control. Then the next one is self-awareness. So what could be the difference between self-awareness and self-management? Well, self-management is all about you doing you, but self-awareness is how you show up in other people's eyesight. Let's say, for instance, that I walk through the door and you have been here, you've been working, and it's been very stressful here, and I walk through the door and wonder, why are all these kids screaming and out of control? Who is the person that's in charge of this? Now, me saying that would possibly make someone else who was already in charge there feel maybe a little offended. Maybe if you say to a parent, maybe if you pick your child up on time, or maybe if you had better techniques at home, then your child wouldn't be so bad at the childcare center. How do you think a parent would feel if you told them their child was bad? Really, no parent or guardian would want to hear that. No one wants to hear negative news only, right? They want to hear positive things, and then they don't ever want to hear those words like bad and, oh, he's so bad, he's ADHD, or she's just the worst child. No parent wants to hear that. So from a self-awareness standpoint, you care about what the other person thinks about the words that come out of your mouth. And so you want to make sure that those words land in a good place and with the best intentions. And so there's no better way to have that self-awareness than to start building relationships with other people. You have to know your strengths. You have to know your own weaknesses, and then be strong enough to pull other people into the conversation if you don't believe that you can have that sort of conversation, or if you don't believe that you can do this certain thing with other human beings. You may have to have someone with you until you can develop that skill, because self-awareness is a skill to be developed. The other one is social awareness, picking up on social cues. So would you understand when someone is upset? Would you understand when someone is really happy by what you're saying to them? Because if you can't pick up on social cues, it might be hard for you to deliver very important messages to others. I'll go back to children. So if a teacher is speaking to a child and the child is looking like, then maybe something that you're saying to that child is hurting them. If the child is happy, then whatever you're saying to them is making them feel better. If there is a parent that is angry and their responses are angry when they speak with you, it's not an opportunity to continue poking and digging. You have to stop and say, wait a minute, something's going on here. This person is getting upset, and that wasn't my goal. How can we reel this conversation back in and take control of it? So following those social cues. If parents are saying, yes, that's right, or they're looking confused like, what? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you mean. So it makes you change your communication style if a person is not understanding you. So you really pick up on those social cues, and you'll be a dynamic communicator if you can do this. And then the last part of this is relationship management. And this is all about social. And how do you manage your classroom? How do you manage your relationship with your children, your relationship with your peers? NACI has a code of ethics, and it is amazing. I'm going to put it in the resources area of this course, so look for it at the end. But the code of ethics has such a wonderful breadth of subjects that help you understand relationship management from the parent point of view, and your peer point of view, and taking care of yourself. Even when you're not at the center, you're representing the center. So how do you do that in a smart way where you still garner all the respect that you deserve when you become the teacher in the classroom, when you become a teacher of other people's children? Relationship management. So this is very important for you as an educator to be able to perform your work. It's perfect for you to continue growing physically, socially, and mentally. That social intelligence is going to get you places. And if you don't have this, it's really going to be hard for you to teach children how to have this. So I'm encouraging you, just like me, to continue growing in those areas where you may have scored in a weaker area. How much emotional intelligence can you get? Why don't you try to find it? Find those answers using the resources that you were given on your report out. And I can't wait to hear your feedback, not only on the assessment, but on some of the ways that you have seen that you could become even more emotionally intelligent in your own skin.